Hey everyone, Elisa Jones here. I'm teaching you the business side of teaching music so you can secure funding, gain influence, and have more time for what's really important, teaching music. So this video is for those of you who are excited to make some changes in your community. Maybe you have some new ideas from a professional development, or maybe you watched a training video online and have some new ideas for what you want to implement, or maybe you're at a new school and you have some ideas that you brought from other colleagues that you want to implement, but you're not very influential in the community yet. So we're going to talk about how you can help make those changes in your community. And when I say your community, I mean your school administration, the other teachers, booster clubs, parents, volunteers, parents who aren't volunteers but have a say in things. If these people are resistant, here's what you're going to do. Now, my favorite quote, hands down, I stole from a Dr. Tim clinic 20 years ago. And I'm sure he adapted it from Henry Ford, but that's beside the point. The quote is this: when you always do what you always did, you always get what you always got. It's a totally true statement, but some people just don't seem to get it. You want to get more, so you're ready to change, but they are happy with what they always got. So when you're trying to get the community to shift to what you think is a more effective way to get funding, you need to keep this in mind. They may not think that anything needs to change at all. Now, if this is the case, then the trick is to keep things as much the way they are, the way the community likes them, and then just add to it. For example, if they love to see your students walking around selling stuff, then still let your students do that, even if it's a huge hassle for you, but also give the students the opportunity to sell online or collect donations via social media. So somehow incorporate your new ideas with their old ones. So take a slow, gentle approach. Expect change to be pretty incremental, and sometimes maybe it won't even seem that much of a change. Think of it like an ant farm. When you first put the ants in, it just looks like they're shifting one grain of sand at a time. But over time, there becomes an entire village in there. So think of it in those terms. Small incremental change is still change, and that's acceptable. So be patient. Don't be critical ever or judgmental. They will just shut down and they won't have any change. They won't have any respect for you. So offer easier solutions that are going to bring a bigger return. If they are into a handful of events, they run fundraisers throughout the year, see if they would be willing to stack events, have all your fundraisers incorporated at one time in one large event rather than piecemeal throughout the year. That can cause a lot of disruptions when you're having to do a different fundraiser every other month. Most of all, the most powerful thing you can do is try to understand everyone's motivations. So if it's about making your school or your music program very prominent and important in the community, then do all you can to fulfill that desire. Then they'll be more likely to accept change in other areas. So try applying for awards. Learn how to write a good press release and submit a press release to all your newspapers and TV stations and radio stations for everything that you do, from concerts to tours to fundraisers. Smaller towns especially will just eat that kind of stuff up, and you could end up getting a fair amount of press, which is also good advertising for potential donors, for nothing but writing up a 2-paragraph press release. Get your music program as much notoriety as possible. And then when the people in your community start to see their needs being fulfilled in this way, instead of having many, many events throughout the year, you can start to implement your own ideas. They'll be a lot more resonant, a lot more malleable to that. Okay, now I've had my say. I would love to hear what has worked for you, or tell me if you've had a similar issue. I can't wait to hear from you. So please post a comment on the video or on my Facebook page, or send me an email. So until next time, we'll see ya.